So today is Monday. It's our first full week back to school. It's August 20th. The first 4 questions is asking us to evaluate. Now, when I go to evaluate, when it has more than one operation, remember operation add, subtract, multiply, divide, it means that I'm going to have to use order of operations. What's that little mnemonic device that helps me remember what operation I do first in order of operations? PEMDAS, right. So we have parentheses, exponents,
multiply, divide, and add, subtract.
Okay. The main thing you need to remember, multiply and divide, you do in the same step. You do it at the same time working left to right. The same thing with adding and subtracting. It doesn't matter if multiply comes before divide or divide comes before multiply. You do them in the same step working left to right. Same thing with adding and subtracting. So let's look at this first problem. We have 4 times 3 squared. Well, I don't have parentheses, but I do have an exponent. My exponent is 3 to the second power, or 3 squared. What is 3 squared going to be? Morgan? 9. So what 3 squared means to do, it doesn't mean 3 times 2. It means 3 times itself twice. So 3 times 3 is 9. So then the last step you would just simply do is take 4 times 9, which is 36. Now, because that's my final answer, I'm going to box it to make sure I get all my credit. So make sure you box your final answer. All right, nice job. Let's take a look at this second one here. Now we have 2/3, or 2 to the third power, or 2 cubed, plus 3 to the second power, or another way of saying it is 3 squared. What am I going to do first in this problem? My exponents first. So 2 to the third power, is that going to be 6? Do I take 2 times 3? No, I'm going to take 2 times 2 times 2. So what's 2 times 2? 2 times 2 is, and then times 2 is 8. No, you had it. You're just a step ahead of me. Okay, I'm going to write that right up above here. And then I'm going to do my other exponent. What's 3 squared? We've already answered this once. But what's 3 squared? 9. All right. Now, I do my last operation, which is, okay, so what am I adding together here?
8, 9,
Which equals?
17.
And I'm going to box it because it's my final answer. All right, bottom left. This one's a little bit longer here. We're going to have 6 squared minus 2 times 4. Okay, I've heard from, bless you, I've heard from Taylor and I've heard from Morgan. So let's hear from some other people that I haven't spoken up yet. So where do I start in this particular problem? Andy? Okay, so what's 6 squared going to be? Is it going to be 6 times 2? Or am I going to take 6 times 6? And you don't get to tell me you don't know because why do you have, what do you have in front of you? Use it. $36, perfect. So I'm going to write an equal sign. I'm going to put 36 minus 2 times 4. Good. Now what do I do? So Andy answered. Let's go with Kaylin. What do I do next? So I didn't have parentheses. I did my exponents. Do I have any multiplication or division in this problem? Yeah. Yeah? Where?
36.
2 times 4, right? What's 2 times 4? You don't get to tell me you don't know. All right. I'm not in a hurry. There you go. You got it? What was it? 8. All right. So I'm down to now 8. What comes before that 8 now? What else do I need to bring down? And what operation sign?
I was going to say multiplication, subtraction.
That is the biggest 8 I think I've ever written. Look how that thing is ginormous. Okay, last step here. So let's try to have Tamara. Gosh dang it, and you guys know what's bad? I even said it right the first time.
Yeah.
What's going to help me remember this?
You say Tamara?
I say Tamara. Tamara.
You say with the Mara, you say with the A, you think
Tamara.
it's like a
Tamara.
R.
Tamara.
Yeah. Tamara. It just act like it's E. Tamara, if it helps you.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to help me. Tamara. All right, 36 minus 8.
28.
And what do I do for my final answer, Tamara?
Box it.
Box it. I'm having all kinds of problems with my 8s today. They are just not coming out well. Okay. Last one. 2 to the 6th power equals 12.
No.
No. What do I have to do? What's it going to look like?
2 times 2, 6 times. Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to write this out, 5. But that's what you're basically typing into your calculator. Or you guys have you guys are lucky because up here you have the scientific calculators. Hey guys, put your phones away. Downstairs we use the basic calculators, and you don't have that scientific or the exponent button. So what's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2?
12.
No, not 12.
64. 64.
Oh,
How many of you guys think it's 64? Good.
that's
So when we're doing exponents, we just can't take 2 times 6. It's basically meaning 2 times itself 6 times. So 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. So I have to take 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 to get 64. Okay. Any questions on this top part here? Okay, if you miss something, fix it. That way you guys are able to earn full credit. You don't have to write out for the 2 to the 6th part. You don't need to write that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. You can just put the answer of 64. All right. Now we're going to move on to the bottom. The bottom's a little bit longer of a problem here. Let's take a look at it. Oh, not that.
Back to the first day? I meant for Khan Academy.
Oh, we're doing Khan.
I can't stand that.
I love it. This is why you're going to pass, and this is why I'll have you. No, I'm kidding. Okay. So again, we're going to use PEMDAS. Multiplication and division are the same step, and addition and subtraction we do in the same step. How I like to work these type of problems, I like to work the top, and then I like to go and work the bottom. So looking at the top here, where do I start? Hannah. Okay, in the parentheses. Now this is where it gets tricky, because within the parentheses I have a subtraction and addition. But in my PEMDAS, the A comes before the S. Does that matter when I go to solve here?
No.
No, because they're the same problem. So you're gonna, or there's the same step. So you're going to do subtraction and addition at the same time, working left to right. So Hannah, when you take 3 minus 2, what do you get?
1.
Plus 2 is 3. So I'm going to rewrite my problem here. So I'm going to put 3 to the 3rd power minus 3 times 1. And then the bottom I'm going to go ahead and rewrite as well. So 8 divided by 4 times 3. Now, if you didn't show every single step by step by step like what I'm doing, that's fine. Just make sure you're showing me some good work. Okay, after I do parentheses, my next step is going to be what, Sean? So after parentheses, I do... What do I do next? Exponents. So what's 3 to the 3rd power going to be? 3 times 3 times 3. So what's 3 times 3? What's 3 times 3? Multiplying together. And then times 3? Times 3? Don't add them, you're adding them. So what's 9 times 3? If you have a calculator, you're more than welcome to use it. But I need to know from you what 9 times 3 is. 27. Good. So I'm going to bring my 27, and then minus 3 times 1, and then my bottom. So now I'm going to go ahead and put 8 divided by 4 times 3. Now let's go ahead and just start solving all this together here. So when I go to work on the top again, I have 27 minus 3 times 1. What do I do next, John? So I'm at the top. What operation am I going to do next? Multiplication or subtraction? Okay, so what am I going to multiply in that top one?
3 times 1.
Which is?
3.
Okay. And then the last step for my top would be to,
Subtract.
okay, so what do you get?
One.
What's 27 minus 3?
I put 227.
Oh, yeah, that's not right. 27 minus 3.
24.
All right. Now let's work the bottom. So the bottom, multiplication and division, again, you do it the same step, working left to right. So if I'm working this problem left to right, all I have left is division and multiplication. Doesn't matter. It does matter what order you do them in. You're always going to do them left to right. So if I'm working left to right, multiply, divide, do at the same time, what's 8 divided by 4 going to be? Anybody?
2.
And then I'm left with 2 times 3, which is?
6.
All right, I am almost finished with this thing. Now, you can usually look at this as either a fraction or a division problem. To me, it's easier to divide than to simplify fractions. So you can look at this bar here as a division. Symbol 2. So what's 24 divided by 6? 4. And that is your final answer. So we can finally stop. Oh,